Ganapataye Namaha. Om Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya Nivartaswandakaratvam Sarvadeva Sarupine Bhaktapriyaya Divyaya Nityanandaya Te Namaha. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-parambaram. Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-pada Shankaram Loka-shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashikato Vande Bhagavantah Punah Punah. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidhuram. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. We have frequent visitors in our ashram, come into the ashram with a great hope of getting out of the world for a few days and do meditation in the cave. The cave in the ashram is meant for that. Bhagavan Nityananda did all this for us for contemplation. So they come with a great hope, leaving everything for 3-4 days. I want to be in solitude. I want to be in contemplation. So on the first day, they come to the cave for meditation. So they see few people sitting in Padmasana, in deep meditation without shaking their body. Very good. So they also continued, some of the visitors also continued, started doing meditation in the cave. But nothing happens. After 5 minutes, they were restless. They are unable to sit, unable to do anything. Came out of the cave and thought that they are the failure cases. They are not meant for this kind of meditation at all. So there is no way. There is a road blockage. So what to do? I had to spend at least 2-3 days in the ashram here and there somehow. Our scripture tells that don't get disappointed. In sadhana, there is nothing like my way or highway. Every human mind is different based upon the evolution of the mind. One need to decide their sadhana. You know, the mind, human mind, is much more tender than a flower bud. We need to handle it very carefully in sadhana. Otherwise, mind may go in depression anytime. You should know where we stand and decide the next step in our sadhana. That is why in our scriptures, our great master, Lord Krishna, describes the different options for the sadhana based on one's evolution. So every sadhana is correct. And meditation is not just sitting in one place and contemplating. Yes, that is also a process of contemplation, but that is not everything. Any approach towards reaching the lotus feet of the Lord is considered as meditation. So Bhagavan Krishna in 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita gives different options how to meditate. The first instruction is Mayyeva mana adasva Mayi buddhim niveshaya Nivasishyasi mayyeva Ata urdham na samshayah. The Bhagavan tells that let your mind dwell in me. Let your intellect think only about me. Invest everything in me alone, and henceforth hereafter you will be with me. Ata urdhan samshayah. Even after the leaving this body, once the gross body merges back to all Panchabhutas, still your subtle body still be with me always. That means day you start your sadhana like this, you will be with me. Here, let us analyze this verse. Mayyeva mana adasva mayi buddhim niveshaya. Means what? One is concerning to the heart, the mind, other is concerning to the head, the intellect. The problem is that rarely you can find the integrated mind and the head. For example, when you move around the Bangalore city, the city is known for good sweets. I think the Krishna Mysore Pak is very famous, right? So your mind tells you, I want to somehow grab some, I want to eat and enjoy this. Your head tells you, no, 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 you are diabetic, be careful, be careful, be careful. This will be a killer for you. It is no more a medicine, it is a killer for you. So don't enjoy this sweet. So again, the mind disagrees and gets into that. So in every situation in our life, there is a mismatch between the mind and the intellect. As long as there is a complete mismatch between the mind and the intellect, the absolute meditation and deep contemplation is not possible. More the mismatch between the mind and intellect, more the distraction. So in the Sanskrit, we use the word vasana for this. Vasana means the previous impressions. Wherever the previous impressions are very strong, the mind will get distracted very fast. So based upon the vasana layer, one should decide the kind of sadhana we can have, where Lord Krishna gives different options in Bhagavad Gita. So when you see the sloka, Mayeva mana adasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdham na samshayah. This is only possible for a well integrated mind and intellect whose vasanas are minimal. The mind is extremely sattvic in that case, and in such a case, one can do deep contemplation for hours together by sitting in the cave. The mind is dwelling at the beauty of the graceful Bhagavan sitting at the temple. You know, Asitam Varadahaste Ratam Nataganan Sada Lambodaram Mahakayam Vishalaksham Kaupinaman. And the Lord, after the morning Abhisheka and Alankar, sits in the graceful smile with Varadahasta for the devotees. And the intellect dwells in the ideal behind that idol, what that idol represents. Esha Sarveshwaraha, he is the controller of everything. Esha Sarvajnaha, he is the knower of everything. Esha Sarvantaryamihi, he is sitting inside everything. He is everywhere. He is all pervading. Esha Sarvasayonihi, he is the womb of the entire creation, and there is nothing beyond Bhagavan Nityananda. He is the Purnavatara. He is the Parabrahman, and this has to be the aim of my life. And I have to reach at his lotus feet, and that is what I am aiming at. The mind has a bhakti, and the intellect has a discriminative power, and both are cooperating with each other. The mind and the head is well integrated, and such a mind can only do deep contemplation. Otherwise, such a deep contemplation is impossible. If somebody is unable to do that kind of contemplation, don't get disappointed at all. We have to reach that position by some other path. So Bhagavan tells, Adachittam samadhatam न शक्नोति मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिप्राप्तुं धनञ्जय. If you are unable to do this kind of contemplation for a long time, where the mind and the intellect is well integrated and nothing is not possible, there's an option. Don't do continuously, do abhyasa yoga, yoga of union with me through practice. What is that yoga of union with me? You are unable to sit and contemplate for a long time, then one option, do for some time, do for 5 minutes. Whenever the mind goes out, just call it back, just retract it, and try to integrate with the intellect consciously. Consciously do that. Don't allow mind to go out. Try this in the cave. This is very, very conducive. And when you practice for some time, it is like learning swimming. First of all, you use some support, then you take few strokes, then it's effortless. So Abhyasa Yoga is like that. If it is not possible, still you have one more option. Go to a nice ashram and guruvanam. Even if you are a chatterbox by nature, you cannot chat with anybody there. You have to chat with the nature. And take a refreshing bath in the Ganga. Go to Ashtasiddhi. Tell your weakness there to Bhagavan. He knows it, but he should tell you. Tell your weakness. Then go to the holy place, a great temple where Bhagavan again sits there in contemplation with eyes open to grace you. Take few pradishnas in Guruvanam, preferably 108 times. Do that. Your mind will start dwelling into Bhagavan slowly and slowly. After that, come to the cave and start practicing. You will be far better. So this is the advantage of Abhyasa Yoga. You are trying to bring the mind back to yourself and trying to integrate it with the intellect. This is the second way of doing that. In some cases, the Vasana layers are very, very thick that even they are unable to perform this Abhyasa Yoga also. So Bhagavan tells, Abhyasepi asamartosi matkarma paramo bhava madartamapi karmani kurvan siddhim avapsasi. Yes, if you are unable to practice Abhyasa Yoga also, then there is an option. Matkarma paramo bhava. Whatever karma you do in body, through your body, do it for me. Any karma doing through the body is also meditation. That is called meditation of the body. So do all karma for my sake. And by doing this karma for my sake, you will again get perfection. There's a very good example in front of me. In Guruvanam, if you go in the early morning, maybe 5 o'clock, you will find a person who cleans Guruvanam throughout. Early morning, he around 3:34 will come with the flowers and mala for Bhagavan Nityananda. Then we clean the temple perfectly without accepting any returns. Then he goes for his livelihood. He goes, he works outside, and whenever he gets some time back to Gurvanam. And this he is doing for years together. And meet the person, see the grace in this person always. He is always happy, always contented, always Bhagavan Nityananda in his heart always. So tell me, is it less than any kind of other meditation? Absolutely no. It is a perfect way of meditation. When you clean, when you collect the flowers, when you bring mala for Bhagavan, always Bhagavan is in your mind. Similarly, when you do work outside, still your aim is, one may work you so at reach Guru and back. The mind is always there, delving into Bhagavan, always and always and always. These are the perfect meditation of the body. So this is what Bhagavan tells. Madattamati karmani puran siddhim avapsasi. Do the karma for me, and through that you achieve perfection. So for some people, where the individuality is very, very strong, this is also not possible. So Bhagavan tells that if that is not possible, do sarva karma phalatyaga. Though the individuality is there, though I is coming while doing work, what I am going to get out of this work, what I am going to get out of this work, let it come. Because the vasanas are very strong, the mind is distracted, is going to happen. In place of living in the present, you are living in the future. Try to understand. Meditation is all about being in the present. In place of that, because your individuality, your vasana layer is very, very strong, that is not happening. So Bhagavan tells, take refuge in me, and being self-controlled, do karma palatyaga, renunciation of the fruits of action consciously. Consciously renounce the fruit of action, and slowly, influence of an individuality on you will reduce. That is the next way of sadhana. So everybody has a place in sadhana. Nothing is superior, nothing is inferior. Wherever we are trying to handle the mind in that situation, and that is all about sadhana. So when a person does the action without aspiring for any fruit of action, his mind is getting purified. And such a mind will be able to dwell in Bhagavan. He will be able to do perfect karma yoga by remembering Lord always. And after performing karma yoga, the mind still gets purified, and that mind gets ready for abhyasa yoga. When the abhyasa yoga is done, one can get into the deep contemplation of a well integrated head and heart. Uh, The head is delving into ideal behind the ideal, and the heart into the beauty and the kindness and love of Lord. And with this process, what happens? Your individuality gets totally dissolved. And that is the purpose of meditation. Dissolving your individuality means what? Your sadhana layer, your vasana layer has to completely go. And that is what all about meditation. Hope this will help the devotees coming to ashram to engage in some meaningful work during the stay at here. This is the part one of our presentation on meditation. It is based on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. We will have part two also later. It is based on the Upanishads. That is for the people who are practicing Abhyasa Yoga and trying to get into meditation, but still they face a lot of obstructions. And here, the Upanishads try to address such cases. We'll try it later. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.